Hey guys, how you doing? Let's do it to it. Let's do it to it. Excuse me. Pardon me. Let's see here. So knight to knight e4. So knight f6 to e4. That attacks the bishop. Excuse me. Let me see here. We do have a potential queen f6 check. That's interesting. Now he can he'd move his queen. I mean his king at that point. So bishop f6 check. We have to take a look to see what would happen. He's not going to go d7 because then we would go bishop a5 check. So he's not going to do that. There is a potential. Excuse me. No frog there. There is a potential after check. Let's say king e7. There's bishop e3. There is bishop e3. Bishop e3 attacks the queen. And he's really got one spot to go to. So yeah, bishop e3, queen b4, queen c6 check, king or bishop d7, queen takes a8 check, and then we'd win. But let me see. Because we really can't do after the bishop. I mean, after queen C, or I'm sorry, I did F6, queen C6. After queen C6, if we try to take the rook, the knight would take our bishop. So you have to kind of prepare that, and you can actually attack the queen, which would cover C. The queen, once we can get a bishop on E3, we're covering B6, so our opponent can't retreat back. But our opponent could, nope, can't retreat here either to guard the rook. So the only move that she could do is queen B4, and then queen C6 when it wins and picks up material. Yeah, let's go with it. Oh, okay. That's interesting. Why doesn't the other one work? Oh, queen C3. Okay. Then we can come. Okay, because then you have to run. Move order. Okay, this is a study, so let's study away and see if we can't get king G7 and G7. Or not G7, F6, king F6, king F6. Nope. Sorry, G7. G7, that's funny. Then knight E6. Check. King F6. Let's see. So king G7, king E6. I mean, no, I'm sorry, G7, knight E6, king F6. Huh. Yeah, let's go with it. He wants to try to mate us, so now that he's played there, I thought he might play there. So let's see, king H6, knight knight f6. So king h6, knight f6, g8 equals queen, knight takes, g8 check, king g7, knight e7, king f8, and then king to d7. So that doesn't work. He holds at that point. We do have king. We do have king f5, bishop d7 check, and then king g6. And wherever he goes, we pick up the king. And if he doesn't check and he moves his king, we actually queen, and there's nothing he can really do about it. Now if we queen, now if, okay, he played that. Now if we go g8 equals queen, he'll go bishop takes, g7, king, g6, knight. Only move knight can go to is f8, and then king g7, and I think we pick up a piece in that line. Let's see there. Check there. Is there any way to hold the bishop? Let's see. Queen, bishop takes, not g8. I don't know where I got f8 from. There you go. Sorry. There you go. f8. That's better. So queen, bishop takes, king g6, knight there check, and then king to g7, and I don't think he has anywhere to there we go. knight e3, check, king f2, knight c2, and I think we pick up a piece in that line, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. I don't know, I think he picks, does he, see here? Let me see, so 93, so we have that, f2, g4 takes, queen check, king, no, he just moves back. He'll just move back to f1 and he's safe. After takes, we check, he'll move back to f1. And there's nothing we could do at that point. Yeah, knight c2, bishop takes, queen takes, e1. Yeah, and queen takes, knight c2, queen takes e8, queen takes e1, check. King has to come up to f3, knight d4, check, king let's see, d4, king e4, and then queen takes e2, check, and we pick up the queen. Now knight check, and then we pick up here. There we go. Great job. We're doing it. We're working together. Queen takes g6, check. H takes G6. We have to take forced. Our queen is pinned to our king. We have to take its forced. Rook H8 check. King F7. So queen takes G6, H takes G6, Rook H8, King F7. Rook H7 check. King E6. And then Rook B6 check. And we win. Actually, he'll just retreat back, won't he? No, we can actually check here and then take with mate. Because if Rook H7, King G8, Rook G, King G8 check. I have to put a check there. King G8, Rook G7, because the bishop's pinned check. King to H8, Rook takes F. Well, no, we can't do that. Can't do that because yeah, you can't do that because the rook guards. Well, no, we have a discovered check at that point. Yeah, it does work. Yep, it does. I got it. I got it. I have to finish off the. It's not takes. It's actually King H8. Rook takes. I mean, sorry. Rook. Rook F7 check. And then when Rook takes E5, Rook takes the B8 Rook. Sorry, B takes F7 mate. See, if you go H7, we got this. Here. There we go. There we go. We're doing good. We're keeping it together. Yeah, we're keeping it together. Okay. Okay, so king so we must have played rook takes or queen takes queen. Queen takes queen must have happened. And then king takes queen. This is peculiar for sure. Okay, let's take a look here. Sorry, I was just thinking for a second. Bishop g5, check. F6, rook d1, check. Bishop e3, bishop e3, rook b. Three. I don't think that's it. let's see, bishop g5, f6, rook d1, c5, c5. Got any ideas? Oh, that is right. Yeah, the king is in check, isn't he? Okay. So bishop f5, or g5, sorry, g5, check, f6, rook d1, check. Let's see, where does the king go? King, we'll say e8. e8. Well, there is bishop g5, check, f6, e takes f6, g takes f6. Rook d1, check. But I don't know if... Huh. I'll be right back. Take a look at the puzzle and see if you can't solve. Let's see. Okay, g6 f6. But couldn't he go rook to b5 though? What if he goes rook b5? Okay, then let's see. What happens if, okay, rook b3 then? What would happen if he played rook b3a then? After c5? Let's check. Okay, bishop b2, rook takes b2. Knight g5. Yeah, let's go with it. I'm not sure what to do here. Oh, castle. I didn't know we could still castle. Let's see, rook b5, king f6, rook takes, king g6, rook there, rook to h8. Let's see, h4, bishop, two. So h4, bishop f2, So bishop f5. So rook f5. F4. Bishop F4. Actually, let's say F4 first. Bishop F2. Oh, he's gonna push E. He'll try to. He'll push. So we may have to go rook f5 check. King. G6. And then rook to f1. Alright, hold on. Okay. Okay, fine. No, we want to do f4, e7, rook f5 check. If king goes to g6, then we have rook g5, and we pick up check, and we pick up the king. If he goes king e6, then we have king e6. I think we have rook e5 check. If king d6, then we have king to f4, bishop h2 check, king takes, or maybe not, I'm sorry, not king f3, I mean, king f3, and if king takes e5, king takes e2, and it's a draw. takes e5, check. If king f6, then rook f1 is mate. So rook takes f5, king g4, rook 1 e4 check, king g3, f4. We still can go f1. Okay. Rook takes f5, king f4, rook f1 check, king h2, and there's no way to stop me. Oh, you are joking me. I don't get that. That doesn't make sense. Okay, I guess that there. Okay, guess, yeah. Okay. Drat. Come on. I remember this. King h4. He checks, we move, we move. And then we block with the bishop. Oh, no, we take the queen. I missed it again, missed it again, missed it again. How did I miss that again? King f4, and whatever he moves, rook h2 is mate. So let's see. If he goes rook h4, king h6, mate. King h4, f4, king h4, mate on h2. If he moves the rook after we go f4, it's mate. If he moves the pawn after the f pawn, it's mate. Yeah. Not sure, we'll have to go back and check. D takes E7. Rook takes E7. And then D6. And if Rook takes C7, D takes C7, and there's no way to stop the queening. Well, he might, if D takes E7, he might try Rook D4 check though. So that would be interesting. Well, then I guess let's see if he does this here. Let's see if we go King C2, and then Rook H2. We can go King C3, and then he's gonna lose. See, D takes E7, Rook D4 check, King C2, H2, King C3. We're attacking the Rook, and then basically we push onward with check. we have a double check here. So D takes E3 double check. So king takes E3 and then rook E8, and we save the position. He could move away, so D takes E3 double check. If king king C2, yeah. Bishop D3, bishop D3, queen takes D3, queen takes D3, king takes D3, actually bishop takes D3, queen takes D3, and then queen takes E6. Let's see what your idea is. Okay, so bishop B7, bishop takes, rook takes. Okay, see bishop B there. Bishop takes. So then queen in this line here. Queen E8 check. Rook F8. Queen E7. And I think he holds, if I'm not mistaken, in that line. Let me see. Yeah, it's equal. It's equal at that point. We don't want an equal position. We want to be able to. I guess it'd be equal either way, wouldn't it? But see, the other way we get a double check. Actually, we would be fighting. I believe for a draw. I think we'd be fighting for a draw. Well, maybe. Let me see. No, we'd actually be. I think we'd be at down material in that line. Hold on. Let me see here. See there, and then if we played queen takes E7, bishop takes E7, rook let's just say f2, and then the rook moves for we'll see, e1, rook takes, e7. Yeah, we'd be, yeah. Well, he'll actually check. See, with after the rook idea, and we take, he'll come down and check, and that'll alleviate the pin with the queen. After, because the e8 will be a check at that point, queen e8, and then when we block, he'll come up to queen to e7, attacking our queen and our bishop, so we have to trade. Then when bishop takes e7, we'll play rook f7, and then when the rook moves, we take the bishop, and we'd have equal material. It's equal material at that point. And I don't, we might even slightly be, we'd be up one pawn, I believe, just one. But if we try the double check, let's try the double check. D takes e3. Well, what would happen at that point? I guess you could do that. You could do that. Play there. You would play bishop takes h1. Bishop takes f8. King takes f8, and you'd have a bishop for a knight. You'd have a bishop and a knight versus a. And you'd have these pawns. It'd be his turn though, and so he would take, and basically it'd be a draw. It would hold out to a draw. Yeah, it's a full-out draw. The only way to actually win is, I believe, the double check, because if he moves, the one thing we have to do is look at after the queen trades, and then we take with our queen. Now we have an open file, so I'm thinking that that's the move there, and now we can actually play yeah, let's see here. Now I gotta think, could he actually take, and let's see, would he, let's see, if now we play, I'll show you after the move. I'll show you after we finish this puzzle what I'm talking about. Rook e8, and if bishop takes f7, king takes f7, and then queen takes e8 check, and king takes e8. I think we can actually do a potential pin. There's no way to save the bishop after we play rook to e8. Okay, I'll show you what the line what the line would be. Just hold on, I'll go over the line that we were talking about here. This is the line that we were talking about here. Here, check. He comes down there. Bishop takes. This is the line. If he comes here, we can take here. We're equal material. There's also this line too. Here, and then there, and oops, right here, and it's a draw. The one line I was wondering about was after this, what Oh, come on. There we go. Would be here, I believe. So queen d. Oh, queen d2. Okay. King b1. Bishop. Ah, there we go. That's it. That's why he can't go there. Another puzzle. So you did it. Yeah, I tell you, you found a way through all that though. So that was actually a good find. See, that's a way to, if you're a better endgame player, you can outplay your opponent in that type of an endgame. So never think that calculating out that far is a bad thing. It's actually a good thing. Let's see here. See, king c7. F king a7. c5. B takes c5. King c6. King a6. King takes c5. King a5. And I don't think there's a way to actually win. I think he could follow us up. We have to do like a slight triangulation here. Just got to figure out which way to do the triangulation. Let's see, king c7, king a7, oops, a7, king d7, king b6, and then king d6. Then if king a6, then we don't really have anything anymore. Yikesers. Do you have any endgame ideas here? Let's set up the board and see what we got here. I'm just setting up my board, and then we'll get to see what we have here. So it moves there. C7. King A7. King D7. There. It's a draw, but so let's see. King. We'll say King. King D5. But what do you think, Erie? I think he'd play King B6. I'm not sure how to. That would be a. I think we have to hold a draw here. I don't really see a way to actually win. Trying to work beyond that. What do you see? C5. He'd take B5. If we did C5, he'd play King takes B5. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. I don't know what this thing is. This is. Okay. Not there. Oh, it's up here. Boy, I don't know what's going on. Oh, right there. No. Wow. Let's let's just do let's work through this because I gotta see this. I don't want to guess. So there, there, there. Sorry, right here. I don't think I would have seen that one. We'll do one more. That one was crazy. That was a really odd one for sure. Very odd. But you know what? We're learning, and that's what matters. That was they were constantly passing the opposition, not letting him out of the box. You're oh, okay. That makes sense, yeah. And we'll get there. You know, it just takes time, just time, and a lot of, as they say, in the in the real estate world, sweat equity. Well, we did now, so we have it in our memory. Now we can use it. He's threatening to play Queen B2 checkmate with his king. I mean, with his queen. So we must have had like a some sort of piece here that he took it for some reason. I don't know why he didn't just deliver the checkmate. Maybe that was peculiar. Maybe it was a missed move. So we have to basically stay with checks. Okay, so let's see, Queen, G8, Queen G8, not B8, G8, check, King, if it's E7, if E7, then Knight takes D5, check, and we fork the Queen. So he has to go basically to, if we do that, he has to go King to D7. So queen g8, queen g8, check, king d7, rook to g7, check, king, if he goes king d6, I think, yeah. See, queen g8, king d7, rook g7, king d6. Oh, that'd be mate if he went d6. So he would have to actually go c6. He has to go c6 in that line. King c6. After c6 we have queen g8, yep. So rook check. Then we could actually take the rook in that other line. Oh, no? Nope, nope. Let's see, not check here. Let's see, what can we play? And then we'll go on to doing our game here. Oh. Ah. Snap. Drat, drat, drat. We'll do one more and we'll finish on a really strong note. Let's finish strong. Sorry about that. I can't believe I missed that. That's not good. I'll have to work on that. Okay, so queen f5. Let's calculate this to the bitter end. Takes f5. Okay, so rook a7 is an interesting line. Knight takes d6, c takes d6, queen takes d6, check, king c8, so we really don't get anything out of that line. We could just grab the knight. We're up pawns, but is there anything greater that we can get? Oh, we do have but the king is actually going to take in that line. What I was thinking is there's also queen a5. Queen a5 is a move. That threatens mate. Queen a5, I believe, wins because queen a5. If king moves to c8, queen takes c7, mate. So queen a5. If bishop, wherever bishop moves, we can go c7, draw, and that's mate. If the knight moves, queen c7, mate. If the rook goes to c8, queen a7, mate. If the bishop goes to c8, queen a7, mate. If the queen would basically have to take at that point. I don't really see any way for them to hold. Knight c7 and then queen takes c7 mate. And knight c8, I mean queen c7 mate. Yeah, I believe this is the move right here. Oh wowzers, really? Oh, we have to force that, okay. Okay. We had to force that? Why doesn't the other mate though? I don't, what did we, is it because of bishop? Is it, what's the continuation that causes it not to be mate? Good find there, but what? Oh, rook takes g2. King f2. Okay, and then he's got perpet. Okay, so we have to force the we have to force it. Okay. Let's try one more. Let's do one more, and we'll get it this time. Don't worry, we'll get the. It's not about the points, about learning. I thought for sure that would win. I did not see that they had a saving. That was an interesting saving move for sure. You got to be on the lookout for moves that save the position. We can't really go queen c5 because of queen e3, queen e3 check. We'd trade off and it would basically go towards a draw. So we do have queen f5 check, bishop f4. We just take it and then he has to run. So if queen f5, let's say king g1, king g1, because he wants to basically hold. He doesn't want to lose a piece. So king g1's forced. Queen g4 check, and if king f2 again, then we have queen g2 is, I believe, mate. No, not queen g2, sorry. Queen g3, sorry, queen g3. I have to change that. Queen g3 is mate. So f5 there. Oh, so, okay. Oh, he moved up. Gotcha. Now we have to figure out queen a5, right? Queen e5 check. Great job. We're doing this. If king f3, bishop c6 check. King f2. And then queen to g, queen g 3, I believe, check. King e2, and then bishop not sure if, let's see. see queen c5, king e4, bishop c. Bishop, I'm thinking bishop e2, check. If queen takes e2, then queen g. Oh no, he can flee at that point. Ah! No, we can't do that. He'd be able to flee at that point. No, 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 no. That'd be bad. That'd be really bad. We'd lose. Let's see, bishop c6, king f2, queen g3, king e2, queen Is there a win here though? Okay, sorry, bishop d6, king f2, queen g3 check, king okay, we'll call it a day on that one, and then we'll do our thing and take a lock. Oh man, that was a tough one. If king here, g3, there we go. So the queen had to come here. Alright, sweet. go over this game. Yes. You did great. Great job. And be blessed. They did French defense, so that's pretty good. They did the advanced variation, so that's kind of why I like this. Is really, it was a French defense setup. See, this is the there's the classic line with bishop here, bishop there, here, and this is actually the classic. And if they wanted to do the Tarrasch variation, this is the Tarrasch variation. But sometimes they do the classic defense of here. Knight C. What's the computer think about taking? So it's actually beneficial for white in that line, okay. So that potentially would and then there, if you now you have this implant right there to e4, to be implanted on e4 with the knight. a6, queen d2, b5, knight d1, c takes d4, knight takes d4, knight takes d4, bishop takes d4, and she's trying to basically trade down. And then c3. Now if bishop takes, pawn can take, and white's got a pretty big bind in the center, and this actually helps white because white's now the one with the stranglehold in the center. So queen b, knight f, a5, and see they're trying to get basically a b4 in, and then she castles, a6, takes, and then rook takes, queen e3, b takes, castles, and knight d3, and so now you're forcing the trade to happen. C takes d. You could actually potentially go queen takes, knight takes, and then after she tries to dominate, you can go for the challenging of the open file, and then even potentially knight c5's playable with. It's not a protected passer. This black would have the protected passer. But this wasn't the reason that I wanted to show you. This move right here was the reason I wanted to show you. Right here. And then, oops, sorry. You have to first play the sacrifice. Rook takes, and then f6. And if pawn takes, there's this move here. And there's no way to really stop mate, because here and then in there it's mate 2. See, if you take here, there's here, and pawn takes, you have to move, and then he has to give the queen up, and it's one move away from me. Surprisingly, yeah, this is the forced, and then pawn takes. Pawn takes isn't as good because what we're wanting to do is potentially get our knight in via this way. So the rook has to move. Then once it moves there, we come in here, and if takes, first of all, you can, I believe, knight check, king there, and that's checkmate if I'm not mistaken. There's no way to stop checkmate. Queen there, oops. Here, right there. Rook. Actually, the best move, not here. This is the best move because when your knight moves, let's say your knight moves here or something, this pawn's covered from a check. And then rook here, and now there's a big time problem. You can actually take king there and g3, and now what do? You could take the rook. That's what you do. But this move, for some reason, looks like it's actually a plain old draw. Bishop b6. She took there. She took with check. Now you see why this move's important. Oops. Because you can, let's say they play there, right? You can actually take here, and this is protected. When takes, you bring your rook over, and there's no way to stop the checkmating threat. So the only way to stop it would be h5, and then at that point you probably would have to, you probably could block here, and then after check, oh, you blocked there, and then there's really nothing. Okay. Yeah, she got really blessed. She had a perpetual. Wow, nice. That's a nice tactic right there. Okay, but do you guys have any questions? I'll give you a minute, and then we'll log on the thing. Okay, nothing? Alrighty then. Well, I want to thank you for all logging on. Do you know what? You have rocky days, but guess what? We're not going to let it get us down. We're treasuring our victories, what we learn, and we're learning from our losses. You know what? That's just how life is. I'd rather do it now than when I sit at the board and have a problem there. When it's important, I understand, but I mean, it's we're learning, and who'd have thunk we would get to 2400? You know what I mean? We're gonna continue to do that. We're gonna continue to keep moving forward. We have to remember that mistakes do not define you, so mistakes don't define you. It's how you handle the mistakes that define you. So it's like when we do make a mistake, and you do have sometimes those tough days, what what is it that defines you? Are you based on those points? Are you based on learning and improving? Because you know what, you're gonna make mistakes. You're gonna go up. You're gonna go down. But I guess, and eventually we will break that 2,500. We got to 2,400. We can do it. We really can. The puzzles are new. They're testing our length, the depth, how far out we can go. We're getting there. We will eventually figure it out, and we'll get past there. It's just time. And you know what? I look forward to the challenge, and I look forward to you, my friends, coming along the journey with us as well. That's the reason that we have to take what we know and apply it. And so what we know we're applying right now. We're not 2,500 in tactics yet, but we are solving some 26, 2,700 level puzzles. So we're getting there. And the more we do and practice and learn and improve, the better we'll be. And that's just take. I mean, we're willing to actually. Willing is not enough. We must do. So we're willing. We're taking our willing to the next level and doing something with it. There are no limits. There are plateaus, and you must not stay there. You must go beyond it. And that's you know what, you have to go beyond the limits that you can even imagine. Just keep pushing forward. Never be satisfied. You could be happy, but never be satisfied where you are. Keep moving forward, my friends, because you know what, you got to keep pushing onward. That's what we're learning is, you know what, you're gonna miss some, but you're gonna get those points back, and you're gonna improve. It's teaching your mind. It's good for your mind. Our mind will grow. It takes time. It takes time to lay down. Think about it. If you go from a two-lane road, or two lanes to four lanes, you have to bring in the plows. You have to bring in all those different things to dig up the ground, flatten it, bring in the cement truck, make sure it's all done. It has to cure. You have to put the lines on it, and then you have to make sure that everything's level. So it takes a while. And you know what? To every good thing is, to every person that waits, good things happen sometimes. And I remember on League of Their Own when some may say it gets too tough. No, the tough is what makes it great. You know what I mean? So I look forward to rising up to 2,500. We're at 23, 35 or 34. That's not. I mean 24, 34. Sorry, and that's not where what defines us. It's our learning that defines us. So, and it's what we do over the board that defines us. This is just like sparring. If you're a boxer, you have a sparring partner to see how your agility is and how your stamina is, and you're practicing to see what you need to work on. So that's just what we have to do. We just gotta continue to keep working on more of our calculating skills further out, and pinpointing the ideas behind our opponent's moves, and making sure that they all work. But you know what? We uh, we have to always remember that the Lord gives us our every breath. He's the one who gives us our thoughts. He puts us through the valley of the shadow of death sometimes. and that's to try us, to see what we're going to do. And but guess what? He's our rod and he's our strength, and he comforts us. Okay, so we just have to be we have to lean on that rod when things get tough, and we know that in the end we will make it through that valley. And it looks like the valley goes on forever, but it doesn't. At the very end, at the very end of that valley, we see a light, and that's the goal that we strive for. So you know what? Great job, Go Team Chest Cruncher. We're learning, we're improving. You know what? Rating doesn't define you. It's that you keep proving that does. Go Team Chest Cruncher. Hoorah, be blessed, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.